My favorite thing to be is skinny. And I fear you cannot say that out loud, but it is my favorite thing to be, and it is my favorite fear to not be. And this is just for me personally. This is all personal to me. But I just wanted to say it out loud because honestly, it's all I think about. It's all I think about.
Hey beautiful people, how you all doing today? Chagomara Davis, and thank you all so much for tuning in another interesting video. I know I'm late on this topic, which is the Slim Kim situation. This lady that came to say she loves being skinny, and people came for her and they're angry about it. I saw the video, but I didn't see anything wrong in it, because how can somebody come out and say, this is what I like about myself, this is the favorite part of my body that I like, this is one thing that I love to be, and if you don't have that future, you're angry at her because she's proud of the future she has. The matter wasn't matching for me until I started seeing a lot of people talking about it. I'm like, okay, fat people are actually very angry about this, and I don't get it, to be honest. What is your take? A lady came to say that she loves being skinny, and you as a fat person, you're angry and saying she's shaming you, and you're saying that she's part of the people that are spoiling fat people. Oh, if you love being skinny, there's even a video there was even someone that said, oh, I love being fat, I love being chubby, I'm not like some people that have pancake ass. Like, that was so mean. I'll take on this conversation. Let me go ahead and read some videos for you all to watch to the end about what people are saying. People are angry, some are angry, some are like, I don't give a damn about what she said. But for me, I don't see anything wrong with what she said, to be honest. I love being skinny. Why should you be angry because you're not skinny? I don't get it. I don't get it, to be honest. Let me read some clip for you all to watch to the end, and I'll share my thoughts at the end of the video.
Favorite thing to be is skinny.
Y'all, let's talk about this entire Slim Kim situation. Now, I know there's a lot of videos on this. I intended to mind my business, but I actually changed my mind. I'm seeing this all over my TikTok, and it's starting to trigger me a little bit. So here we go. The very first thing that bothers me about this entire thing is the judgment that Kim is receiving for sharing her opinion and on her preference about her body. Like, if Kim loves to be slim, that's okay. That's her preference. If you love to be thick, that's okay too. That's your preference. I just don't understand why there's so much judgment around this. We just allow people be and allow them to have their preference about themselves, and that's that. I think especially in the Black community, we tend to glorify being thicker. So if Kim came out and she was like, you know, I want to be thick, I feel like the response and the reaction to that would have been a lot more different from, you know, what we're seeing currently. Another thing that really pisses me off about this entire thing is I believe as women, we often advocate for pro-choice and bodily autonomy, but for some reasons, when it comes to the matter of like weight, we don't apply the same ideology towards it, right? If I said I wanted to be skinny, why is it a problem? Isn't it my choice? Aren't we pro-choice? Like, if I said I wanted to be big, it's my choice. So I think we need to give the same energy we give to advocating for pro-choice in other spaces in this very same space as well. Now, lastly, before I go back to minding my business, I feel like we're looking at this entire situation all wrong, right? Whatever your stance is on this, I think we're missing what's most important, which is health. Health looks different on everyone. For some people, that means being skinny. And for some people, it looks like a curvier body. At the end of the day, that's what we should all be advocating. If you're healthy and you're leaner and you're skinny, kudos to you. If you're healthy and you're curvier and you're happy, kudos to you. Let's just respect everyone for, you know, however it is that they look and whatever their preferences are.
So it's a creator on here, and her name is Slim Kim, and she made a video talking about how she loves being skinny bad. Like, she needs it. And there's a lot of discourse going on. Depending on what side of TikTok you're on, there's a lot of discourse about, you know, whether what she said was right, what she said was fair. You know, like, people have a bunch of opinions on it. And I just want to say, child, don't let that mental cage catch you like a rat on the highway, okay? Don't let that mental cage, let me say it again, catch you like a rat on the highway. She can have her feelings, right? That's has nothing to do with me. In fact, I think that there's nothing that she's saying that is revolutionary, right? Being skinny comes with privileges in society. Being white comes with privileges in society. Being racially ambiguous comes with privileges in society. We know this, we are aware. Stop letting that cage entrap you. We know it. You know the physical body that you are in. You see the physical space that you take up. Focus on that. Focus on that. Focus on being in that space. Focus on looking at your body, being content with your body, being appreciative of your body, and choosing to love it every single day. Find something about yourself that you like, even just one thing to start with, and then go from there. To continuously keep looking around talking about how trying to find the mold that you have to fit in order to be a functioning member of society, in order to be an appreciative, like, I need us to not do this. I need us to not do this, because how we are walking into cages, mental cages, and not, you can see it, but you're not seeing it. Or am I making sense?
Yeah.
Like, please, her feelings, her wants, her desires, they are, I'm sure, justified by her life experience, by society. Okay, let's not act like there's privilege in many realms and circles. Like, please, I don't even have time to break it down. I'm not even here to talk about all of the vocabulary I can pull out to discuss the systems of oppression. No, I'm literally just here to say, let what she said be what she said.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to shift anything about how you view yourself and how you value yourself. It shouldn't, actually. I'm here to yell at you and tell you that it should not. It should not. I understand and recognize that there are systems in place to hurt, oppress, deny service to people who are not a size zero. Like, I understand that. I fully understand that. Still, I'm saying, choose to love yourself. Choose to block out noise that feels like it'll be detrimental to your mental health, how you sustain your body. Girl, make a choice, especially if you've grown. Make a choice. It's not everyday discourse. It's not every day you have to be, let in. And she can have her feelings. I truly believe that if that is what she desires, me personally, every day I wake up and I want to be a stallion. I am, thankfully. But I want to be a stallion. I said, oh, thick and fine like wine. But that's me. And there's nothing that an outside force can come and tell me about my body, because I have made a choice to actively love it, to actively appreciate it, to see the value. So you can't tell me shit. And I encourage you to feel the same about yourself. Please. Watch a queen, kids. Please. Do you realize that your body is not a trend? Oh, your body is not a trend. That is the physical space that you are going to be in until the day that you die. Learn to love it, ho. Or at least appreciate her. Have something unshakable about you. I'm being so deadly serious. Stop letting trends and things that are coming in, BBL this, skinny body that, stop letting that permeate into you to the point where it's shaking you. You have nothing to stand on. Can you have some like, what is the word for that? Girl, just be unshakable. What does it matter what is trending? Aren't you the shit regardless? Right.
My favorite thing that I cannot stop thinking about is being a thick bitch. Like, imagine me not trying to jump and put my jeans on. Imagine me having a pancake ass. I can't live life without my ass being fat. I just can't even think about some shit like that. I don't know.
Y'all are dragging Slim Kim, but let me tell you why she's not 100% incorrect. Being skinny in this society is more than just being desirable. It's about looking normal, looking presentable, and having clothes that are literally made for you. When I was 280 pounds, nothing fit me. Nothing. The only clothes they made available to big girls were like very lousy Walmart, Gap stuff, or extremely sexual, stretchy, bodycon rib material. So essentially my two options were looking like a snob or wearing body tight, skin tight, rip stuff from like Fashion Nova. And what that does to a person, I wish people really understood the extent of which like clothes not fitting you can really ruin your like mindset, like perception of yourself. You become hypersexualized based on the clothes that are made for big women because they only make stretchy stuff for big women, or you're not seen as beautiful because they're not making cute things that they make for other people who are skinnier. I can make a whole other segment on that, but essentially back to the part of being skinny. When I lost 60 pounds, the way my clothes fit so much better, and that's why I lost weight. I did not lose weight because I felt as though me being skinnier was gonna make me pretty. In my opinion, if you're pretty, and that's just that. But I was so tired of being hypersexualized because of the body I was just in. And it was not my fault that all the clothes I had, because I wanted to look pretty like everybody else, did not fit me. My body was spilling out of those clothes. Literally, my trauma is going to a website and seeing a really cute like jean set or something really adorable and like you know, very modern and a little bit conservative but cute and feminine, and it only having small, medium, and large, that is like my whole like PTSD. Like, it's so bad. So to an extent, I can't even blame people who like say like, you know, I like being skinny or I like being smaller. That's because the world was made for you and you don't have to try hard, right? You can just exist as you are and go to the mall and go to a boutique and find something that fits you and go home, and it's literally made for you. So many of those cute dresses we see are made for slim people. They're not made for big people. So it creates this like demand and desire to become skinny. So the relief isn't from being skinny, but rather being able to fit in when you're skinny, if that makes sense. I know that was a different take from what Slim Kim said, but I think that's an important take to keep in mind. And as someone who is making a tall girl brand, that's what I'm really striving for. I want girls to be able to go to a website and see clothes that are cute, right? I don't want the tall clothes that look like they're for moms or the plus size clothes that aren't cute and chic and sexy. Like, we deserve to be tall, sexy. We deserve to look good. And that's exactly what I'm going to be trying to achieve with my own tall girl brand.
If you're fat, you're fat. How are y'all mad at Slim Kim for saying her favorite thing to be is skinny? Me too. Like, never want to be big. I remember literally saying, dang, I've always been built like a track star. I wish I had a little bit of weight on me so I could be one of them girls in the gym that went from like a big old tumbling weight to something skinny. You have something to look forward to. I remember I said that. Then I started to realize, oh my gosh, trying to lose weight is harder than putting it on. Hell no. I do not want to know what it feels like to be walking and to be out of breath. I don't want to know what it's like to have to pick up skin to shower. I don't want to know what it's like to be so big that when I'm walking, it look like I'm knock-kneed. I don't want that. Neither does Slim Kim. She never said anything about big people. But big people are taking offense to it. Sounds like the shoe fit. People love this, oh, you're being fat phobic. She never said anything about fat people. She just said she loved being slim. Duh. People treat you a little bit better when you smaller. Hello, somebody. They do. And being big don't mean that you're unhealthy, right? That's just not the look that she wants. Neither do I. And a lot of us don't want that look. But that doesn't mean that I wouldn't rather be small and healthy rather than big and healthy. Duh. That's a lot to carry around.
If your favorite thing about yourself is the way you physically look, you're going to have a lot of issues in the future. Being fat is not a moral failure. Most people are fat phobic without realizing it. Being called fat phobic doesn't necessarily mean you're a bad person. It just means you're susceptible to the thought processes that society has fed to you, and it's up to you to unlearn and create a new path. No type of body should be shamed. Fat bodies are shamed more than skinny bodies. Please don't even play that game. Some thoughts should just be left to your diary. You should prioritize your health and the body that comes with healthy decisions and not just trying to be skinny. Stop commenting on people's bodies. Wanting to lose weight doesn't make you fat phobic, but the reasons as to why you want to lose weight might. A lot of you need therapy! You need therapy! You need therapy!
My favorite thing to be is skinny. Why wouldn't it be? It's the only thing women have learned from the media, fashion, and the wellness industry that profits off of our insecurity. I'm not here to say that you should be one size or another. I am 5'2", and there's a certain size and weight that I feel most comfortable that allows me to be active and do the things that I want to do. The criticism here is that you're not saying the whole story. Why? Why is your favorite thing to be is skinny? Where does that belief come from, and who does it serve the most? We need to understand this, that going against the grain, going against what the patriarchy and what capitalism and what the advertising industry has told us since the day we were born takes a great amount of courage, consciousness, of self-awareness. The issue with something like this, it reduces identity, and it only supports current systems of oppression that already exist. And we ask ourselves why kids are the way they are, why they vote the way they do. They're not like us when we were that age. Are we being the best role models? That's also a question that we should invite into the conversation.
The Black Power movement, the Yellow movement, the feminist movement, workers unions, My Black is Beautiful, natural hair movements, these all have in common that these groups were disempowered systemically and told that their contribution to society was undervalued and not worthy. And so there was a need to say, actually, we exist and you will not erase us from the fabric of society. Some of you might already know where I'm going with this, but somehow when we have conversations about body politics, it no longer becomes an identity category worth those who are being disempowered to say, like, hey, this is how I'm being negatively impacted by this particular ism. And it becomes a conversation instead about morality, discipline, whether you're virtuous or sinful, and I want to talk more about that. I will disclaim that this conversation is not for the folks who are steadfast about their position on thinness being superior or Slim Kim, not being in the wrong. I wish you well. Really no hard feelings over here. I'm really speaking to the folks who want to engage in a critical discussion and entertain another perspective. This conversation is so appropriate for me right now because I've just been teaching my students about media literacy and how to understand things on the surface and what people are saying literally versus what they're saying connotatively, and trying to subliminally message and signal to their audience. Here's the thing, there's nothing wrong with enjoying your body for what it is and how it shows up in the world. And I do know that there is an experience among thin people who have always been thin and have been made fun of and made to feel like they were less than, especially if they're woman identifying. I'm here to say that I see you, I hear you, and I understand because I've experienced that as a bigger person. And I think that when you're on either end of the spectrum, you get kind of similar experiences around your body. And while there's nothing wrong with accepting your body for what it is and loving it, not just accepting, the video goes beyond that. She goes to make claims about morality, discipline, and status. And that tells me that if you think that being thin is a status symbol, a higher one, then the opposite is a lower status symbol. So I just think that people are not reading in between the lines because it's convenient just to say, she already said that it's about her personally, she's not talking about anyone else. But if everyone believes that personally, then we're all in competition with each other to be the thinnest, to be the most desirable, to be the one with the most social currency in the room because we're capable of being the most disciplined. And we already know that thinness does not equate to health. So I just think that videos like that on a platform like TikTok, where people just are encouraged not to critically think, can be very dangerous, especially in a world where historically anti-fatness has been linked to anti-blackness. And I have two texts that would help you understand that on a very nuanced level. Belly of the Beast, the politics of anti-fatness as anti-blackness. And then, of course, the popular classic, Fearing the Black Body, the Racial Origins of Fat Phobia. This will tell you all about American racism and how it ties into fat phobia, especially on the Black body, because you got to remember that historically, the people who colonized this land were fleeing from their own national identity. They needed to figure out who they were going to be in their own country on their own terms, and all they had around them were indigenous folks and enslaved people. And they looked at the bodies of the enslaved and said, you know what? Well, they seem to have curves. They seem to have a little bit of fat on them. We're going to do everything in our power to be the opposite of that and call that the hegemonic system and influence in this country. So if you want to learn more about that, I definitely suggest reading these texts. There's more to it, but it was highly perpetuated by white women, especially white women. So these are some good reads. Let me know if you're interested. But again, this video is not for folks who are set on believing that thinness is superior and it's the way to go. I wish you well. No hard feelings on my end. I really couldn't care less. This is for the folks who actually want to hear like what's wrong with the statements that Slim Kim made. Sorry. I forgot to mention this, but it's so funny to me when thin people believe that fat people are just fat because we're incapable or we're sloth-like or we're just gluttonous or have no discipline, when fat people are some of the most knowledgeable about the diets that trend and occur in this society. The thing is that diet culture does not equal health culture. And we know this because some of you who are thin have tried these diets just to lose a couple of pounds before vacation, and then you gain the weight back when you're on vacation. So that's a moot point, and it's really one that does not get into the nuance and the underbelly of why fat phobia exists in the first place, or why fat people have remained fat. The other thing is that we live in a capitalist society where every ounce of privilege matters. And so you got to remember that many fat people, if they could lose weight and sustain it, they would. Not just for health reasons, but because we live in a society that encourages competition at every turn of our lives. So again, Slim Kim making these claims about discipline, and she loves being able to challenge herself to be like the thinnest that she's ever been, and whatever the case may be, is a direct response to the way that we've been conditioned and socialized. She also says that it's the only thing she thinks about. It's the only thing she can think about, which tells us that she also is very much engrossed in the conditioning that tells her that if she gains any more weight, she's going to be a problem. She's not going to be treated as well. And we already know that that's true because fat people have been saying it forever and ever, that the world hates us, but you know, that fear lives in all of us, whether you're big or small. So I just wanted to make that point too.
I have a friend that hates being skinny. She's skinny, and whenever she looks at herself in the mirror, she doesn't like it. She always want to use supplements. She always want to eat so much just for her to add weight. And one of the reasons is because people shame her when she's skinny, or when she's looking like anytime she's stressed and she's sick. You know, some people, when you just fall sick, just a little sickness or a little stress, they drop their weight so much. So she says clothes doesn't fit her when she's skinny. She looks very sick, and people always ask her, what's wrong with you? Like, are you okay? You look so thin. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is, even if you're skinny or you're fat, you get shamed. But I feel like fat people get shamed more than slim people, in my own opinion, especially where I'm from. When you're fat, people will shame you more than when you're skinny. When you're skinny, they will still shame you. Like, you're ashamed. They call you lekpa. That's what they use, lekpa. Lekpa. They call you are lekpa. Oh, you're not eating, you're not healthy. Oh, look at the way you're thin. You look unhealthy. For you to be skinny is automatically means that you're suffering, automatically means that you're not happy, or you're depressed, you're sick, you're hungry. Because people see people that are hungry to be skinny. You cannot imagine somebody being chubby and come to meet me like, oh, I've not eaten for the past 1 week. The math will not match in my head, because I expect you to be skinny. Like, your neck should be very long, and know that, yes, you're really suffering. So people categorize suffering and hunger with skinny. So when someone comes to say, I love being skinny, the favorite part of myself is being skinny, I don't see anything wrong with it, to be honest. I personally, I don't like when I add weight. There was a time I was adding so much weight that my cheeks was growing so big. I don't know if you all noticed. I know some of you noticed that, because a lot of people started commenting on my comment section, oh, Mariah is pregnant, and those are the things I get when I start adding weight. Like, if I feel bloated, a lot of people start saying, oh, are you expecting? Oh, she's pregnant. There's a time my face was so swollen, my face was chubby, like so big. A lot of people were just coming for me in my comment section, you're pregnant, oh, you're getting fat, watch what you're eating. And for me, it was actually medication that was like that for me. It was a medication I was taking for my illness that was giving me that side effect, or the side effect of that medication. I was on steroids, so it was making my face to be wide. But now it has come down now because I've stopped it for 3 months now. So I know that I've not gotten my slim face back. But naturally, I have a chubby face. Even if my body is not so big, I have a chubby. But I personally, what I'm trying to say is, I don't like being fat. I don't know. I fear fatness. And one of the reasons why I fear it is because of when I look at myself in the mirror and I am fat, I don't know, I'm sad. So will I also say I also love being skinny? But I know that I am not skinny. I am just okay. I love my body now. I love the way I look. I love everything about myself. But I fear being fat. Like if I'm using a supplement or I'm using a drug and they tell me that you're going to add up, I'm already sad, I'm already depressed, I'm already scared. Because I feel like to lose weight is more difficult than to gain the weight. For me, in my body, it's difficult for me to lose weight than for me to gain it, right? So when someone says they love being skinny, they love it. It's what she loves about herself. And I feel like we should appreciate ourselves more. It doesn't mean that you have to be skinny before you're healthy. Some people see you going to the gym. Some people see you doing dieting or eating veggies or eating rice, and they still see you chubby and they'll be like, are you sure what you're doing is right? Like some people do come from my sister. My sister is a gym girl, so they do come for her like, oh, you go to the gym every time, but you're not losing weight, you're thick. And she's like, she's not going to the gym to slim down, she's going to the gym to grow muscle. So there are different things for different purposes. Whatever body you have, people will always come for you. But the fat people came for her because she didn't mention anything about them. She only said what she loves about herself. And why is it affecting you? Because you don't have that feature. You should also come out to say what you like about yourself. You should love yourself. And I know that fat people get shamed more. Even though people want to get fat to get respect, if you're staying in my area and you're skinny, like someone like me, if you have my body structure, they see you as a small girl. They see you as you're a child. You know, nobody want to respect you because you have this slim body, and they see you like you're not matured. They see you as a small girl, like the way some people even talk to you and disrespect you because of your stature, because you're not chubby. Because people around here, they eat so much, especially the married women. They eat so much, they want to be fat to get that respect. So if you're skinny, you kind of give room for people to disrespect you, right? But I don't care because I personally don't like being fat. I fear fat. So if I add a little weight, I'm already like, oh my God, I need to take this weight out. I need to diet. I need to starve myself so that I can take this weight out. Just personal preference. That is just my personal preference. What is your take on this? Are you against her? Let me know why you're against her. If you're chubby and you're on the fat side, why do you feel offended about this? Let me know down in the comment section because I really still don't get it, to be honest. Thank you so much for tuning in another interesting video. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please like and share and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.